Okay, let's see. Everything looks good set up. Connection's good. Stream is live. Coffee is hot. Got my notes and everything. Wait. Why is my stream dark? Oh, right. A new camera. Sorry about that, everyone. Let's just, Aha! There we go! Alright. That worked. Oh, wow, the Pickett wasn't wrong. The camera is looking pretty good. Definitely better than the one in my shrine. That one was always choppy. Alright, let's get some stream music going. Turn it down for everyone's benefit. Yeah! Good evening, everyone. We are good to get started. Hope you're all having an awesome day. It's your favorite Kitsune, Seratsu. Streaming live from the Otherside office, and not my shrine for once. Though it's kind of ironic that... Gosh dang it, Pickett. Though it is kind of ironic, I'm streaming from the office, and yet the internet connection is still as messy. But, yeah. Y'all get to see my little office here. My little cozy little corner. Alright. So I promised you all a lore stream, and I'm here to give it. But where do I start? I guess I should just start with where I work. Right, let's see which one is it. Oh, wrong one. There we go. And it grew bigger. There we go. All right. So. Get my notes back out. So, Otherside. I work for the Otherside Organization. It's basically an organization founded in the early 18th century by an independent group of cryptid hunters. According to the files that I found while digging, the group actually worked alongside some local Eidolons to take out a demon who was causing widespread paranoia and deception in Salem, Massachusetts. If you know, you know. Let's see. There are other similar organizations around the world, such as the Knights of St. George in the Vatican and the Order of Van Helsing in England, who we occasionally collaborate with when they need assistance with a case. Let's see. Currently, Otherside is run by its chief administrator, Victor Montauk, Jackalope, this guy, who I am fairly certain is lurking in the chat as we speak. Just waiting for the chance to correct me on the lore I'm about to tell you. I know you're there, Victor. You can't hide from me. Alright. Otherside's objective is the procurement and study of any and all kinds of supernatural artifacts, as well as the never-ending fight against rogue Eidolons and demonkind. Which is where I come in. I am the head researcher for Otherside, tasked with the study of the artifacts that come into our possession. I am also Otherside's best in terms of demon hunting. Alright. And yes, some of the artifacts that you see behind me are stuff that I am in the process of studying. Let's see, right over there is the Gaia-Bulg and Gungnir. Got the Gungnir from Odin. He was happy to be done with it after that little Ragnarok mess. Let's see, yeah, he's a fun guy. I enjoy our talks. Let's see, what else is there? Next to that is Durandal, the holy sword wielded by the paladin Roland. Yeah, need a little sip of my drink. Thank you. Then there's the Spear of Longinus, long story there. And for any of you Greek buffs out there, we have the Shield of Achilles, beautifully decorated. Hephaestus did great work on it. Alright, let's see, so you can see it, tucked away over in the corner right there is Caliburn, though the French called it Excalibur. And in the case up there is the harp, the sword that was used by Perseus to kill Medusa. I also have Hermes' sandals, Wukong's headband. He was glad to get rid of that, by the way. I also have Thoth's book, and my personal favorite of the collection, Koketsune Maru, a katana forged by a human smith Munichika, and the Fox Kami Inari. Also, don't try to track down where my office is. We have a crack team of agents who will intercept you in seconds. You thought the Nintendo ninjas were dangerous? You'd be surprised. Alrighty, let's move on to one of our main topics for tonight's stream, the unseen world. In ages past, humans used to be aware of these realms and regarded them as a natural part of the world. But with the rise of science and atheism, people began to question their existence, and eventually any memory of the unseen world died, being relegated to myth and fantasy. Heck, by the 20th century, people had started calling the bones of dragons dinosaurs. It's so funny. Alright, well, I'm here to tell you that they are all real. We are all real. These places are real. Just because you cannot physically see them doesn't mean they do not exist. I'll give you a bit of a visual aid. It's a bit of a rough sketch, so I hope it helps out with you to visualize. Alright. So, first off, here is Earth. World of Man, personally created by the big man upstairs. In ages past, we Eidolons used to live alongside humans, in harmony in some regions, and in others, in fear of each other. On the higher plane, just a second, trying to get myself organized here. On the higher plane, far above, are the realms of heaven. Now I say realms plural because there are two of them, paradise and heaven proper. Heaven is where God and his angels reside, while paradise is where all the souls purified of sin go. Now if you're thinking of heaven as nothing but fluffy clouds and pearly gates, then you'd be wrong. That's a stereotype used in pop culture and advertisements. Imagine a majestic city, streets of gold, walls of jasper. Even the animals are friendly. You'll get to pet a lion without risking losing a hand. But where there's a heaven, there is also hell. This is the darkest of the realms, the furthest away you can get from God's light. The deeper you go, the colder it gets, something Dante Alighieri was spot on with in the Divine Comedy. This is the realm of demons, fallen angels, and, the worst of them all, the Wicked One. That's what we Eidolons don't like using his name. Just always sends chills. Plus it's a good way of getting his attention. Right. The deepest part of hell right around here is called the Abyss. The Abyss is where particularly bad demons and fallen angels reside. Their greatest crime being the defilement of humans and creating the Nephilim. If you know, you know. But those are the realms above and below. You know them very well from pop culture, cartoons, and whatnot. What if I told you there are two other realms existing side by side with Earth? One of these realms is the Sheol, the land of the dead. In old Greek translations of Hebrew texts, it is called Hades, but that's besides the point. Sheol is where all human souls are bound to await judgment. There your sins are weighed against you, and you are judged whether you are bound for paradise or hell. Those bound for hell get to experience every agonizing torment, and that's before they even get to hell. Meanwhile, those bound for heaven have their own trials to go through. Purgatory. Just because you are bound for heaven doesn't mean you get to automatically go in. No, you need to get yourself cleaned up first. The best way I can describe purgatory is it is supernatural boot camp. you're put through exercises that are meant to cleanse and purify you of all your sins. Once all that is done, you'll finally be able to get to enter paradise. Does it make sense that to anyone when my coworker Ray calls this place the DMV of the afterlife? I don't know, that just kind of made me laugh. Anyways, now we come to the last of the unseen realms, the other world. My world. The unseen realm on Earth itself, always existing just outside your periphery. Our realm has existed for as long as I can remember, with places as grand and beautiful as Olympus in Greece, to the dark and scary caves of Yomi in Nippon. The other world is as colorful and varied as the Eidolons who inhabit it. In ages past, humans used to be able to enter the other world, whether on purpose or by complete accident. Usually the latter. The gateways to Otherworld are where you'd probably expect them to be. Fairy circles, torii gates, the dark, shadowy corners in forgotten parts of your local forest. You know the myths. However, after the turn of the era, roughly 33 AD, many of us Eidolons decided to migrate and stay in our home realm, sealing off many of our gates to stop humans from just waltzing on in. So, don't go thinking you'll get to have an isekai adventure when you hop into your local fairy circle. Excuse me. I guarantee you it won't end well. The only times of the year when the veil between Earth and the other world becomes thin is Samhain and Beltane, the months of May and October, respectively. Alright, let's go ahead and put that away. But yeah, those times of the year, those are the busiest times for us here at Otherside, because it means a lot of nastier Eidolons like Wendigos and Chupacabras come crawling out of the shadows. The Order of Van Helsing over in England have it worse with Kelpies. God forbid a Knuckle of V shows up. I hate those things. Alright, so I've beaten around the bush enough times. Let's get to what you all are probably wondering the most. What is an Eidolon? In short, Eidolon is a being of supernatural and spiritual power, the most powerful of us embodying aspects of nature itself. We go by many names across the world, so you may use any of them if Eidolon is too much of a mouthful. Let's see. In Japan, we are called yokai and kami. In Greece, we are called daimons. In the Native American regions, we are called Manitau. Am I pronouncing that right? In England and Ireland, we are fae. Norse and Germanic locations call us Vitir, Aesir, Vanir, whichever you prefer. Arabians call us Jinn. West African regions call us Orisha. Buddhist and Hindu traditions call us Yaksha. And China calls us Yaoguai. Eidolon is what Otherside likes to use, but me personally, I think I prefer the term Numina from the Latin language. Alright. Many mythological figures fall under this category, from the lowly spirits to figures of worship worshipped as deities back in their heyday. And to clarify what I mean by that, figures like Zeus, Hermes, Amaterasu, Ra, they are technically Eidolons, though probably the most powerful of which. Strong enough to take on demons, I might add. Let's see. Which reminds me, there is a bit of a hierarchy of power. Let's see. There we are. Hi, Tony. Yes, I do look beautiful. Me. Got a new camera, and I got my setup moved to my office. Alright, let's see. There's a bit of a hierarchy of power when it comes to the unseen worlds. At the bottom are humans, and slightly above are us Eidolons. And I say slightly because humans can beat us given enough training or planning. Usually both. Unless you're fighting one of on the level of Thor. In that case, you're done for. Above the Eidolons are the demons. Now, demons are the worst. Back in the old days, they had their claws everywhere, and we Eidolons weren't able to fight back against them. But, thankfully, Big J and the Magnificent 12 came and weakened the demons significantly. So we had a fighting chance. Hunting demons is basically my day job. Oh yes, it does look very clean. Thank you. I made sure to dust it, but when I had the chance. Let's move that out of the way so it's not obscured by chat. But yeah. Above the demons are the angels. Now, let me tell you this. Demons, they are challenging, but with enough determination and planning, and the right tools, even a human can beat them. Angels? Not a good idea. They're in a whole other league. You piss off an angel, you better start praying because you won't be escaping. Or surviving. And at the top of the ladder is God. No introduction needed. Created everything and it is beyond what mortals can comprehend. Even Christians still can't wrap their heads around the Trinity. It's easy. Just stop trying to explain what is beyond comprehension. Alright. Now with that all out of the way, what else is there? You're probably just wondering about me, the Kitsune right before you. Well, I do plan to make a full breakdown of my life story in a later video, but I can give you the cliff notes. Let's see. Where did I leave those notes? Ah, here they are. I was born a little over... Oh, if an angel can enter reality. Anyways. You're funny, Pickett. Alright, I was born a little over 3,000 years ago, roughly 1300 BC, during the late Jamoan period in Japan. I would mostly keep to myself when I saw humans sailing across the waters to the west, so I got curious and stowed away. And that's how my grand adventure began. I know, very simple. I've traveled across much of Asia, and I would eventually make it to Greece, where I saw Poseidon going on a rampage. Turns out word of Odysseus' survival spread around, people stopped respecting Poseidon, and the old water god decided everything needed to drown. He was stopped by the other Olympians, but not before all of Greek society collapsed. And that's how the Bronze Age ended. I did speak with the Olympians afterwards, and they devised a plan to reorganize the Pantheon and pass it off as how it always was. Humans do have a short memory after all, and Homer and Hesiod did a great job creating some epic poems and solidifying the new setup. I would spend the next 1,000 or so years circling around the area, seeing empires rise and fall, meeting people, running for my life against demons, etc., etc. It was roughly around 30 AD when I heard of a man who could banish demons, and I just had to see for myself. And when I met him, I was in awe. And after his sacrifice in 33 AD, I could feel the shift in power. The demons were finally weakening. Their grip on this world was finally loosening. I stuck around for a few centuries in Rome to see how things would progress, and afterwards I would travel back home to Japan to inform them of what I'd witnessed. How the power has finally shifted against the demons. We could finally fight back. Along the road to Japan, I met a group of Yaogwai being led by a human monk. One of those Yaogwai was great. He was an upstanding guy. Shared some wine from Greece with him, and he told me of his journey for redemption. And I told him of my experiences in Greece and Judea. His name was Sun, by the way. Great guy. Really fun at parties. One of the best in the world at demon hunting, that's for sure. Ah yes, the moment Victor was jarringly silent about. Oh yeah. That is Victor for you. Surprised he hasn't jumped into actually me yet. Guess I'm doing pretty good so far. I spent about 500 years in Japan before returning to the West, and I saw many things such as the Muslim conquests, the Viking raids, some of the Crusades. It was a messy time. Around the 16th century, I would journey north to Ireland. Now that place is beautiful. Sadly, my time there would be cut short. I encountered a witch from my homeland, and I didn't really want to kill her, so I elected to seal her away. A Christian monk witnessed this and got the wrong idea that I might have been a demon or a fey remnant, so he sealed me in a rock. Not cool, but I don't hold it against him. I would eventually get free after about 400 years or so. By that point, the rock holding me was in an Otherside storage room in America. I don't know how or why, but that's where I ended up. And an employee basically fumbled and broke the rock. This is how I got free. Knowing him, he's probably gonna make a reaction video with clickbait thumbnail. That'd be funny to see. Let's see, how would he title it? Yeah, he is obnoxious. He'd probably title it Debunked. Why everything Seratsu the Kitsune said was wrong. Or something like that. But yeah. Sadly, the unorthodox way of getting free came at a cost. Some of the rocks are... Hang on. Sorry. Some of the rocks are still in my head, pretty much hindering my thinking and memory. It takes a bit for me to remember important details on stuff, so I have to write them down when I do. Hi, Izo. And Pickett was talking about Victor, not me. I am handsome. Thank you very much. Hi, Alex. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, I did get a glow up. Whee! But yeah, the unorthodox way of sealing came at a cost. I have some rocks in my head, and that's basically why I have trouble remembering stuff. Takes me a bit to remember the details. So yeah, after I got released, I was brought in to meet Victor, and he basically made me an offer. Either work for him, or be locked up in Otherside storage. Didn't really have much of a choice, so I chose the former. If the meetings I attended last week were that fast, I would have had more time to work on other tasks. I know how you feel, but Alex, some of the Otherside meetings do tend to get a little long-winded. When we'll be seeing this Jackalope box? I actually hang on. I actually have an image of him right here. Let's see. There we are. Here's Victor. There he is right there. The smug, obnoxious jackalope he is. You know, Victor, there's probably a good reason why you got kicked out of heaven. You kept trying to, actually your boss. But yeah, Victor gave me an offer I couldn't exactly refuse. Plus, it was definitely a mutual boon. I was able to help humans, punish bad Eidolons, kill demons, and my days witnessing the rise of Christianity helped with mending relations with the Vatican-based groups. When will he be appearing as a special guest on the stream? Not sure. That is a good question. He's probably way too busy being chief administrator. Seems Rumble Pack has a fifth member that we haven't heard yet. We do. He's just been busy charging up his batteries. But yeah, the Vatican-based groups, they don't really like Victor, so I'm usually the one heading group meetings and not him. And at some point, one of our agents, Pickett, approached me on joining a PR group for the other side to try and cash in on the streaming market. I said, why not? And that's how I joined Rumble Pack. Oh, jeez. Got a bot in the Twitch chat. Be gone, bot! But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Wow, I thought almost 30 minutes. Thought the stream would go a bit longer, but it works out. Yeah. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions for me before I end things off? Give it a few minutes to catch up. Rumble Pack is just Otherside's PR department. I had no idea. It's one of the PR groups for Otherside. Mainly focusing on streaming and such. Are there any other Otherside members that aren't part of Rumble Pack? We have a few. Pickett can probably tell you more about them. But let me see if I can remember a few of them. Again, let me shake the rocks in my brain. Yeah. Yeah, there are plenty. But, let's see. We have Anastasia. She's a bunny centaur, similar to how Pickett's a skunk centaur. We do have We do have the lady who works our front desk. Shoot, what was her name again? Carrie and Taro. That's who works the front desk. Are any of the members that these characters Pickett has drawn, such as the Pokemon with multiple limbs? Yeah, we call them Tars. Or Centaurs, I believe. But yeah, that is basically my story in a nutshell. I do plan to do a longer video explaining going more in depth on my journey across the centuries, but that'll take a little bit for me to recall everything. Again, rocks in my head that hinders the memory and all that. Anastasia has a weird history. Yeah, she does. I don't like asking her about it. Though, give her enough wine and she'll probably regale you with every excruciating detail. That is a good question. I do not know. Maybe. I'll have to ask Victor about that. He probably wouldn't be on board with that. Genu, a member of Rumble Pack. He's just a friend of the show. Turn this off now. Alright then. Yeah, Genu is a guest star. If anyone has any more questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. Gonna go ahead and end the stream here. To everyone who has joined me for this little lore deep dive, thank you for coming. I hope you all have yourselves a good night. I'll see you all next week as we work to finish up Escape from Ever After. Bye everyone. Take care. Meh. Just making sure Alex heard it. We'll be finishing up Escape from Ever After.